Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to talk about another very important topic related to router event, where we will learn about navigation cancel. Okay, so by the end of this session, you will be able to understand what is navigation cancel router event, why do we use it, how we can implement it, and all the other basic stuff related to that. But before we proceed further with this session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic. Because for time being, we are just mainly focusing on navigation cancel, but prior to that you should know what is routing, what is router, what are events, how we can use it, so that it would be easier for you. Okay, alright. So now, and for the sequential content, you can refer the Sharmit digital coursebook, which is freely available in the description box. From there you can take a reference and you can learn the concept. Okay, there you will find more than 3000 plus free resources available in both Hindi as well as English language. Okay, alright. So now you can see here we have one main heading that shows Angular 19 course by Sharmit. Post that we have put the topic name, that is navigation cancel demo. Then we have two links that we are providing to user, so that user can click and go to about and admin. Now some of you might be thinking like, what are these about or admin? So these are nothing but a components that we have created for our application. Okay, so you can see one component is with name about, another one is with admin. Although we have contact component created, but we are not using it for this demo. Okay, now if you want to see like how to create the component, so for that you can just simply open your terminal, just click here and then new terminal, and it will open this window. Now here what you can do, you can create this component with command ng for Angular, g generate c component, and then the name of the component is about. Okay, so when you press enter on this command, it will create the component for you. In my case, component is already created, that's why like I'm not creating it again. And otherwise you can run the same command and it will create these 4 files for you. Likewise, you can create the admin component, just change the name to admin and it will create the admin component. Okay, and then later on in app.component.html file, we are using the router outlet, which will help us to show the output on the browser screen. Now in components file, let's see one by one what all things we have. So first thing is about.component.css file. This is a blank file which we rarely use, only use like when we are going to design, when we are going to apply some CSS to it. Okay, then we have HTML file where I have just put one heading, that is about page. Spec.ts file is a file that we will not touch, as it we will keep it as it is. Okay, so this is something that maybe we will use in future because this is related to testing. We are not going to use it now. Then we have about the component.html, where if you are using any link, then in that case you can import it here, otherwise we can keep it blank by default. Okay, similarly we have other 4 files for the admin component, where CSS is blank. In HTML I just put one admin page heading. Then we have component.spec.ts, which is by default, we haven't changed anything here. Then we have admin.component.ts file. Alright, so these are the 2 components that we will be using for this demo. Now my question is, what exactly the term navigation cancel is? So to explain this thing in a simple way, just assume that when you click on a link, if I go to app.component.html, when you click on any of the link, if you want to cancel that navigation in immediately, then in that case we will use this hook. Okay, so for example, suppose we are on about component. Okay, and again from the browser we are clicking on the link where we are requesting again to go to about component, but it is already at about component. So in that case what we'll do, it will invoke the navigation cancel router event, and then it will show that this navigation is cancelled because of this reason, because it is already on the same platform. So this kind of example we are going to create here. So for that we have provided 2 links. One link will help us to move to the admin and another one help us to go to the about. Okay, So components are ready. Now it's time to go and create the configuration file. Here you can see we have guard also, but I'm not using it in this example, so just ignore it. We will simply go to app.route.ts file where we have this declaration. So let's see what we have here. So first thing is we have declared the we have set the about component as a default route. So path blank, redirect to about, path match full. Here it will just set the default route as a about component. Then we are actually defining the path about for component about component, and you can see here it is imported here as well. Okay, then we have path admin can activate. Here we are applying the guard, so you can see admin guard. Load component, in load component we are just using this dot admin slash admin dot component, then admin component. So what basically we are doing here, why we are not using this component like this? Because this will only load when it is needed. It will not load it every time. Okay, so it will load only if it is needed. So that's the simple definition for this portion. So when user click on a link, and if it think that it is not needed to load it, so it will simply ignore it. But if it is needed, then in that case it will import it or load it. Okay, so we are good with this app.route.ts file. Now let's go to app.component.ts file where we have noted down the entire logic. So here we can see firstly we are importing the two important things, that is router outlet and router link. Okay, so router outlet will help us to show the output. As we can see in HTML we are using this. Okay, and router link will allow us to click on link, so it will enable the link for us. Clear? So in TS file you can see we have router outlet and router link. Then what we are doing, we have created this constructor, that is private router this dot router dot event dot subscribe of event if event instance of navigation cancel. So it is basically checking it here. Okay, if it is an instance of navigation cancel, then it will show the message navigation cancel with event dot reason. So it will also tell the reason with URL event dot URL. So when this line get executed, it will show the message navigation cancel because of this reason, and it will also show the navigation URL. Okay, so I think this example is very simple and straightforward. We have just created the component, that we configured the file, and then we are checking here the instance of navigation cancel. If it is an instance of navigation cancel, then we are consoling one message. So let's see how it works. Let's run the application and see the output. So here I will write ng for Angular, g generate, not g generate. Here we will write ng for Angular, ng serve -- open and enter. Just wait for a few seconds, and then it will show you the output on the browser screen. So let's wait. In a few seconds you will see the browser with output. So you can see we are already on about, right? So if I right click on this application, go to inspect and check the console message, as of now it is blank because it is on about, but we haven't clicked it, right? So you can see it is already on about, that's why it changed the color. The moment when I click on go to about again, it will, okay, I think something is not good here. Sorry, I think we have changed the link maybe. So in case of go to admin, it shows guard user not allowed, cancel navigation cancel URL of admin. Yeah, so it is not allowing user to go to the admin. Oh sorry, we were talking about the navigation skip, which we covered in the last session. In case of navigation cancel, it will just check, and if it will not allow it, if it don't want to go to the admin, then it will let me clear the thing again. So check the route file. Here we have applied it for the admin component, so it will only check for the admin one, right? In case of about, it is already there, but in case of admin, it will show that navigation is cancelled because user is not allowed. And why user is not allowed? Because we have applied this guard to this thing. And also you can see we are applying the admin guard, so guard file is also important. I missed this part. So you can see spec.ts file is as it is, and in guard file we have just put this thing. Okay, and what we have mentioned, console.log guard user not allowed, cancel navigation, return false. So basically let me summarize it again so that it will not create any confusion. When navigation cancel is performed, this condition will only performed when a route guard return false. Okay, so here we created this route guard. How you will create the route guard? Ng for Angular g generate g guard, and the name of the guard is admin. So when user create a guard, and in that guard it shows user not allowed, cancel navigation, and it returns false. So in that case what will happen, it will only show this message when the user tried to go to this particular route, and we can see it is showing that message. Okay, so I hope this session is clear to all of you. Still, if you have any queries related to this session, you can reach out to me through comment section, so I would be more than happy to answer all this. So yeah, that's all for today. See you in the next session with new topics. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.